Hey everybody, Jim Gardner here. I wanted to talk to you in this episode about something I mentioned in a previous episode, and that is the Warrior. The Warrior t-shirt that I had on then and the one that I have on now, which is really the core of my brand. And it's a warrior for life. So it's not in the context of being out there and being an aggressive person other than to take on life itself. So I wanted to, provide some context around that with beginning with the definition of warrior. And there are several, but they're all, pretty closely aligned. But one is a person engaged in some struggle or resistance. So that's what life is all about. It is a struggle. Life is hard. And the more we try to, evade or get away from it being hard, seeking comfort and smooth waters, it seems the more challenging it actually becomes. And when it comes to resistance, those are the daily challenges that we run into. Some obviously larger than others. Some would call them problems. But it's looking at how do we get through, around, over those challenges, that resistance that is what enables us to grow, to become stronger, to become more resilient. Another definition is one who is engaged in aggressively or energetically involved in activities. And so life is meant to be active. It is meant for us to be out there doing things, to be engaged, to be energized about life, even though it is hard, even though it is challenging, knowing that, as we go through day to day, that we, again, become stronger, that we become more knowledgeable, we develop wisdom, we develop that resilience physically, mentally, and emotionally to become a better person, and not just for ourselves, but for those that we love and care about. A person who shows or has shown great vigor or courage. I haven't met too many mothers that didn't demonstrate great vigor and courage in the raising of their kids. Not that the fathers don't do the same, but that is just a perspective that, this isn't just about for men in regard to warriors for life, but also women, because women are very courageous and they are very strong in all three aspects of physical, mental, and emotional, and become very resilient as well. So that's the context that I talk about in regard to warrior. And with regard to the t-shirt, by the way, which you can get at jimgardnerlive.com, the t-shirt actually comes with a little card that describes, what some of the aspects of the logo itself mean. So the tip of the spear, the warrior for life is curious enough and courageous enough to commit to be the first to do something considered difficult, risky, or even dangerous for the well-being of others. The warrior for life is the first to take a relentless stand for what is true and to fatally puncture the defenses of all enemies. So some of those problems, some of those challenges, some of that resistance can be considered to be an enemy, and you want to be able to shut those things down, to, get past them. The armor of protection, which is really the two R's in the logo. The warrior for life is prepared with an armor of protection to take a stand and to persevere through consistent judgment and attacks by the enemy of freedom and life itself. So we want to be able to be prepared. That is what provides us the protection. And the red R is just kind of being a mask of protection as a metaphor, but it's really about that resilience that I mentioned a moment ago, by working through the difficulty of life and becoming stronger, becoming more resilient, becoming a better person in the process. The target. The warrior for life is always found focused on a target, practicing excellence and preparation for the missions of faith, family, friends, and service with a purpose. So how we do anything is how we do everything. And if we don't do all things with excellence, including the preparation and including taking on challenges, then what is our purpose? What are the principles? What are our core values that we stand on? What is the integrity of our character, which is defined by those core values? A warrior for life empowers others to realize they are also great warriors, each possessing unique and powerful potential to make an impact for and on those they love and care about. Warriors tribe together and therefore thrive together. None of us can do anything to get through life, particularly the challenges and resistance barriers by ourselves. We have to rely on one another. We have to be there to support one another as we each go through some of those things. So that gives you a good perspective on what the Warrior for Life is all about. And again, you can get your t-shirt to represent that you are a warrior for your life and those that you love and care about at jimgardnerlive.com.